Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve is the only strict nature reserve in Bhutan. It is in the northwest corner of the country under the administrative jurisdiction of Ha and Samsi Dzongkaks. With an area of 784.225 square kilometer and altitude ranging from 1,400 to 5,600 meters, the reserve forms a part of the sacred Himalayan landscape, building links with three major transboundary conservation areas in China, India, and Bhutan. It also falls within Kanchenjunga landscape, linking further to Bhutan Biological Conservation Complex that has the natural connectivity to the rest of the protected areas of Bhutan. The reserve is significant for the conservation of snow leopards in the region, forming part of the Indo-Burman Biodiversity Hotspot, one of the biodiversity hotspots of the world. Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve, formerly known as Tursa Strict Nature Reserve, was gazetted in 1993 along with the other national parks in Bhutan. Later, in honor of His Majesty the King, the Ministry of Agriculture and Forests named it as the Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve in 2014. The reserve is connected to Jigme National Park via a biological corridor BC1. With its diverse subtropical broadleaf forest to alpine meadows and numerous lakes, the reserve has a record of 754 vascular plant species, 75 orchid species, 100 species of fungi, 40 species of mammals, 235 species of birds, 68 species of butterflies, 16 reptile species, 7 species of fishes and amphibians. It has 4 endangered species, 7 vulnerable species, 9 near-threatened species, and 19 least concerned species under IUCN Red List categories. The area also has 11 species protected under the Schedule 1 of the Forest and Nature Conservation Act of Bhutan. Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve is home to endangered species such as the snow leopard, red panda, rufous-necked hornbills, and Tibetan snow cock. Takin, serow, tiger, common leopard, clouded leopard, and Himalayan black bear are found thriving well in the reserve. Additionally, the only endemic poppy species called the white poppy, Meconopsis superba, and some of the rarest terrestrial orchids called Bhutanthera himalayana also grows in the reserve. Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve is also blessed to have several cultural and historical sites such as Nupsonapata Lake, Ngatso, Tungtso, Nyetotso, Regotso, Chundugang, and Chundulatso, which are legendary lakes attributed with historical, spiritual, and traditional beliefs. These lakes are equally important sources for many streams under Ha Dzongkak for agriculture, drinking, and other domestic purposes. It is also revered as the abode of Apchundu. Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve is the only protected area in Bhutan without permanent human settlements, except for a few seasonal herders within the buffer of the reserve who belong to 2 distinct communities, yak herding and non-yak herding. The major threats that Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve faces are mainly attributed to human-wildlife interference, poaching, livestock depredation by predators, stray dog predation, probable transmission of zoonotic diseases, and porous international borders. Illegal harvesting of the medicinal plants and waste generation also adds to the threats.
Why we consider Jigme Khesar as unique is, I would say, mainly in 3 to 4 points. Of course, there are a lot of uniqueness within the park. Number one is Jigme Khesar has very pristine environment. Because of its pristine environment, it has vast diversities of flora and fauna. Number two is Jigme Khesar serves as a major catchment for the Western Bhutan, mainly for Hachu and Amochu. The third and the last is its landscape uniqueness. Because of its vast altitudinal range, we have diversity of flora and fauna.
Nonetheless, Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve continues to provide tremendous ecological services to the nation as an important watershed with two major rivers in the country, namely Hachu and Amochu. Additionally, people residing in the reserve, especially yak herders, continue to reap benefits from the bountiful natural resources of the reserve. Further, many international tourists and local pilgrims find their favorite trekking destinations in the reserve, particularly to Nupthonapota, and the park assists the tour operators to contribute substantial number of foreign currencies to the national exchequer. However, it won't be long until the beauty of the reserve depreciates due to man-made intimidations. Hence, it is necessary that all of us come together as responsible citizens of this country and do our best to preserve the parks and reserves and protect them from these threats. The protection for Jigme Khesar Strict Nature Reserve continues. Let us believe in maintaining harmony, complexity, and an emotionally connected ecosystem. Du Gakapna, Kelyung Lingada Rida Sunchup Sakung, Dele Sunchup Damda Sakung Chutam Yibi Dele, Jigme Khesar Ranjin Sunchup Damda Sakung Di Ji. Sakung Dia Gakap Gi Nupjang Khatu, Ha da Samti Zonkak Ni Na Lu Chapdi Yub E. Sakung Dia Jatse square kilometer, Dinja Gepchu Jashi, Deji Yebika, Jamsule Tutsi meter, Chiktung Jibjale, Ngaptung Dukja Nanke Chadi Yubika, Jana, Jaga da Du Gakap Sumgi Rida Sunchup Sakung Su, Tijil Bedi, Gangjung Himalaya na Kelni Chingi Sunchup Sakung Chilu Judi Yub E. Sakung Dia, Kanchenjunga Gari Sakung Nalu Sip Matse, Du Gakap Gi Keden Rigna Sunchup Sakung Su da Chika, Tijil Beni Nalu Henta Bedi Yub E. Sunchup Sakung Dia, Zamning Nalu Keden Rigna La Shachamsi Sakung Gi Dele, Kazi Sunchup Bese Sakung Kelni Chenchi Im Matse, Zamning na Keden Rigna Chubi Indo Burman Gi Kelni Chengi Sakung na Tsup E. Nyama Tursa Ranjin Sunchup Damda Sakung Zilabmi, Jigme Khesar Ranjin Sunchup Damda Sakung Di, Chilo Chiktung Gupja Gupju Go Sumlu, Du Gakap Gi Kelyung Linga Tsuda Chika, Shung Deldu Ngizin Bedi Yub E. Dele, Chilo Niktung Chujilu, Sonamda Nazel Henkagi, Miong Dugel Ngapalu, Kikurda Zedin Juni Denle, Miya Jigme Khesar Ranjin Sunchup Damda Sakung Zetana Di Yub E. Sakung Di Keden Barlam Damba Gibe, Jigme Doji Kelyung Linga Da Chika Thidi Yub E. Sakung Dinalu, Sa Masakiwi Shomda Jabon, Bigi Mi Shingi Rikta, La Tose Shirit Natsu Tongsup Imda, Dina Toya La She Yub E. Lakpardu, Sunchup Sakung Dina, Shingi Rik Dinja Ngapchunga Shi, Ola Tsegirik Dinju Denga, Shamuirik Chikja, Otong Sokchagirik Shipchu, Jagirik Nija Sumchu Songa, Chemlagirik Dukchu Rege, Bida Tsitsimab Girik Chudu, Nyada Bab Girik, Din Deji Tongsup E. De Zumbe, IUCN Gi Ekana Yubi, Rab Cheni Nyenka Chengi Sokcha Ji, Nyenchengi Sokcha Din, Nyet Nyensipi Sokcha Guda, Dele rab chini chaja nyusu yebi sokcha chigu dang. Dugi natsilda rajin suchup chatim gi zurdep dambi na tsibi sokcha girik chuchi sakung dina thom i. Di zumbe Jigme Khesar rajin suchup damda sakung di rab chini nyenka chingi semchen kanzi achu donka jago boke mapda thabjengem su chasa chiya i. Thakpar du dong gemzi ja chenzi ta si gunda domsu ya thonsup i. De matse du gakam na chamchi yebi meto gerik mekonopsis superba da ola tse gerik kenda yimi Bhutan thera Himalaya na dia sane dika thom i. Sunchup sakung di keden rigna tsugi madowa junrab da cheda dewa yimi da nyenli yeche bom beke yebi tso nup tso na pota nga tso dun tso ngeto tso rego tso chundu gi la tsu tsu jetsup i. Tso ditsuya ha zonka go gi sanchu da ronchu ka imle thunchu da shinchu shen donsep gi la binitsu pento bom la jundi yep i. Di matse sakung di ab chundu ki phoda ye imbe mitsu ki gijapeu imbe. Du gakab nangi sunchup sakung tsugi dele tenja jicha di demi maybe sunchup sakung di Jigme Khesar ranjin sunchup damda sakung di cham chi inru ditse da tin no tsumitsu nam jalu sani dina lu chamdi yep i. Di beuleten mida rida semche ki bana delzing nao meba shadani rochi da rida semchen delzin kunur semchen thule rida semchen lu neji darshab joni dele gilji sasam goyanda yemi ki kangil chu jundu yeb i. De matse timgil gi thole momen dulin bemi da chani ga top komedia sunchup sakung ninsung beni lu donglen chen chilu judi yeb i.
Why we consider Jigme Khesar as unique is, I would say, mainly in 3 to 4 points. Of course, there are a lot of uniqueness within the park. Number one is Jigme Khesar has very pristine environment. Because of its pristine environment, it has vast diversities of flora and fauna. Number two is Jigme Khesar serves as a major catchment for the Western Bhutan, mainly for Hachu and Amochu. The third and the last is landscape uniqueness. Because of its vast altitudinal range, we have diversity of flora and fauna.
Kangil dizum jundi beru, sunchup sakung digi, Hachu da Amochu nigi, chukoi sakong gene chen ilu nyamsung benilu pento jundi yeb i. Dezum bera sunchup sakong gi thakur lepa demi tsuda. Thakpar du, thola nulu ten demi tsulu, sunchup sakong le thakur netangi tenki tsu cheni lu pento bom jundi yeb i. Thakpar du gelji tashibda gakab nangki gi nekop tsu sunchup sakong na yebe yonde chen gi nup tsona potalu neko jo imda linga gi beru tashil chongle pa chulu chi ngin chu thopni lu charu bedi gelyong ngil zelu pento jungdera yeb i. Iru migi zuwi neba letin sunchup sakong gi zecha dia rim gi be mep juni nyenka yeb imbe debeule ngachi gara genka chengi message imbi chale chirup gi thole linga da sunchup sakong su ngensung bege. Ngachi gara gi chithengi kole keden netang rimluglu tsikurdang hichike di Jigme Khesar ranjin sunchup damda sakong di thoti dera ngensung bege.